Alright, so here we are in our public sewer, about 85 feet from this backwater valve access. So we made it all the way out. We'll go ahead and pull the camera back out now and do kind of a similar thing. We'll just go ahead and look at it backwards. So as we pull off the public sewer, we're in a 6-inch clay piping, which is pretty typical under the streets. Seeing some minor root intrusions here around this joint. Some minor cracking occurring there as well. This is a pretty common situation in these older clay pipes. In this situation, we're definitely going to want to recommend monitoring. That minor cracking can definitely get worse with earthquakes, ground movement and shifting. And it's very likely pretty deep here under the street. Another area of minor cracking occurring here as well. So there is some stress on this clay pipe. These clay pipes do have a long service life expectancy, being a natural material. They're not expected to corrode or deteriorate underground like the metal pipes do. But they are more brittle in nature and do have that higher potential for damage during seismic activity or earthquakes. Alright, pulling back up into the cast iron piping now. Now, I don't think this is the original cast iron pipe from the 50s. We have an old patch basically in the driveway. Anything we've looked at is directly underneath an old patch on the asphalt. But it is pretty heavily corroded piping. So while it is working, it's in a condition that it's going to need to be upgraded fairly soon. So it's a situation where it's reasonable to suggest that it's better to be proactive and upgrade it when feasible rather than wait for the pipe to start failing. I've seen what I believe in a couple of areas to be some minor root intrusions, or the beginnings of some root intrusions, or rather root penetrations in the pipe. But at the current condition they're in, it's hard to tell if it's just debris or if it's actual roots. Trying to find an example of that. Here along the left, see that darker coloring? It looks like this pipe is starting to crack along the side there. And those dark lines and that extra corrosion in those areas is where these pipe sections, when they're made, they're actually cast into two pieces and put together as one. They call it a casting line there. So that's one of the weak points where it begins to fail first. We're seeing that starting. So functional system, but nearing the end of its useful service life. And definitely a good idea to start considering for upgrades. Right here at the top right of the screen is where I'm seeing what looks like it might be the beginning of a root intrusion. But again, difficult to tell in that condition, whether it's roots or debris. I'm going to pull out and show you this backwater valve. Express the importance of it here. Get the camera lens cleaned off. Now we're basically in this little pit here in the driveway. It's out in front of our main entrance over here. Now this is the backwater valve itself. It has a lid on, and underneath you got this housing. And right there where you're seeing that little nub on that brass fitting, that's where it's a closing flap, if you will, that if water comes and backs up from the public sewer, it would stop here and not back up into the structure. This is a standard component in a situation like we have a public sewer flood rim, or basically where the street level is higher than the interior surfaces flood rim of the house. So I would recommend that this definitely does need to be repaired to prevent damage to the structure in the event of the blockage or backup in the public sewer. Easy access, fairly easy to replace. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and conclude the video portion of the examination for today. Please do refer to my written report for our final findings and recommendations. This is Mark Harrison with Sewer Line Check Professionals. Thank you very much and have a pleasant day.